Google is currently defending itself in a landmark antitrust trial in our nation's capital. The U.S. government alleges that Google pays billions of dollars a year to device manufacturers and browser developers to make sure they're the default search engine. So we're going to break this down with our legal expert, Whitney Traylor, right now. There's a lot to sort through here. Yeah. When you're talking about an antitrust lawsuit, what does that mean, and what is Google up against?
Yeah, that's a great place to start, is antitrust law. And really what that is the government regulations that prevent a company from getting too big, because it then will stifle competition. And the idea is that if a company's so big nobody can compete with it, then they can do whatever they want with the prices, and they can give us bad quality. So the notion is that competition fosters innovation and makes us better at what we produce. So here, and there's no specific number of how much of the market you have to own to be in violation of an antitrust violation. But here, they're saying Google has about 90% of the market share. And so they're saying that nobody can compete with them, and they're alleging, as you said in the lead-in, these various violations for getting where they're at, number one.
90%. Okay, yeah. Sounds like what we're talking about here. So what's Google's argument? What can they say?
Well, Google is, for one, saying, look, we didn't do anything unlawful. We're just better, for one, is what they're saying. And then they're saying that people, because the idea behind antitrust is you don't want to have just one company where you can't get the product without them. And Google is saying, well, people go online on all kinds of ways. Yahoo, Expedia, and I was just saying, I actually use MapQuest anymore when I want like something specific, like Indian food. I'll just say Indian food near me, and it gives me all of them in the ranking, and I just.
In 2023? Okay.
Yes,
well,
okay.
All right.
I'm okay. This just took a left turn. I didn't want it to, but yes, I'm old school.
Okay.
Because Google has successfully become a verb.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like, oh, let's just Google it. So I don't know. I mean, so how good do you think this case shapes up?
Well,
it sounds like you think they've got a decent argument.
Maybe. I mean, now here's the other argument is that the DOJ is saying that, hey, Google paid like $10 billion a year to companies like Apple, Mozilla, Samsung, so that they're the default search engine.
Right.
And in some cases, Google can't even be deleted off of the machine. And so they're saying that kind of influence is improper. So the DOJ definitely has an argument. Now, if we look at Microsoft as the precedent, Microsoft lost, then they won on appeal, and then they ultimately settled, because in that case, and it does correlate, because then way back in the late 90s, if you bought Windows, you automatically got Internet Explorer as your search engine. And so that actually put Netscape out of business. And so it's the same thing here, is that they don't want Google to be our only option. And so this case, it's a bench trial. It'll go on for about 2 months, and then the judge will issue his, because it's all these experts.
Yeah.
There's going to be so many experts in this testimony. And then he'll issue a decision in the spring.
What does this outcome mean for us? I mean, we're just concerned, can we Google, or in your case, MapQuest, your
whatever,
restaurant?
the Apple Maps, whatever, the one that's on my iPhone.
What does this mean for us, regardless of the outcome?
MapQuest. Right.
It can't be MapQuest.
Whatever it is. Oh, man. Okay. Can we edit this? Is this live? No. What does this mean?
We're going to Google what you look at and find out and let you know.
You can do it. Well, it does have significant influence, though, because if Google loses, they're going to be forced to probably break up, which could influence, how effective Google is and, how many of us use them. Now, and the Biden administration has been trying to rein in big tech, and there's also 38 states along with it, including Colorado. Now, if the DOJ loses, then this is going to be sort of a signal to big tech and Silicon Valley to keep going, and you're going to see them probably more emboldened, and maybe the DOJ regulators stepping back a little. So it's going to be tough. I think there's going to ultimately be a settlement somewhere, because there's so many. When you have a verdict, somebody wins and somebody loses. Yeah. With settlement, at least everybody has a say, and you can get creative.
Well, based on our conversation, they may need to call you.
As a fact witness on how I use my phone, or what?
phone. How do you find good food around you? You don't
Exactly.
always Google.
I might be a fact witness, yes. I use it in all different kinds of ways, so.
Well, this really is
Open-minded
interesting.
person.
Yeah,
That's it.
Right, like
It
to
is.
see how
We
this
should
is
all
gonna.
pay attention because it does impact. And when we think about certain organizations, groups, or companies, that's the only name we have.
And they're looking at the antitrust laws as being antiquated. And a lot of people are saying, well, look, you're going out to go, what about Amazon? And all of these companies are massive and they're doing everything. They're delivering food, they're search engines, they're delivering products. So, I mean, this is a wake-up call to Congress about our antitrust laws.
Yeah, it's a problem. Okay.
We'll be watching.
All right.
Thank you. When we come back, Colorado